Okay, welcome back. So you have printed off the syllabus for the pediatric content. So I just want to go over this with you. We can cover any questions that you have in class, but I just want to talk to you a little bit about the way that pediatrics is structured and broken down. So Tracy and I, as I said, are splitting it. Our contact information is on the top of page 1. You'll notice that that is the main number for the campus. Denise can find us anytime, any place, anywhere. No joke. But you also have our cell phone numbers. You have our emails. Feel free to contact us at any time with questions. We are, in this for you to be successful, and we want you to contact us when you need us. There are 10 units in pediatrics and a total of 6 exams. Unit 1 is actually not tested. Unit 1 is a course overview, which we're actually kind of covering now and we'll finish up in class. Units 2 and 3 then become your first exam. Then we're going to jump to Unit 9, then go back and do 4 and 5, then 6, 7 and 8 are grouped together, and then Unit 10 is our last exam. The anticipated examination dates, they're fast, they're weekly, right? May 23rd, June 1st, June 6th, June 13th, June 20th, and June 21st. And you notice that those are back-to-back days. So we have an exam on Monday the 20th. We have content that day, and then we come back on Tuesday for our last exam, okay? That exam is going to be 11 o'clock in the morning after you take or do your clinical evaluations. So you have like 3 hours in the morning to study as a group to help each other out. It is not going to be the hardest exam of the semester, but there's very important content on there, and you want to get that last exam grade in so that we've covered that content. All right. Each exam is 1 hour in length. You have 60 minutes. Please be early to class. Don't show up late. If you show up 5 minutes into the exam, you get 55 minutes to take your exam, okay? At 9 o'clock, the exam stops. Or if we start the exam at 9, at 10 o'clock, the exam stops. So this is getting you ready for the boards. This is serious this semester because the boards are timed, and you need to get used to taking exams that are timed. There is no extra credit. Your scores or grades this semester, there's only one class, and it's 100% examination grades. So it's very important that you don't, spend a weekend not studying. Please, put all of your time and effort into the next 10 weeks of your life to study like crazy. This is, your make it or break it semester. If something happens and we're running far behind or, whatever, the exam dates are subject to change, but it's very unlikely that will happen. So plan on those being the dates, okay? So moving onward, Unit 1 is objectives and review of the course syllabus. And you have those documents in Moodle, which are the listed outcomes for the course, and the syllabus, which Carolyn went over on the very first day of class, which we can review again as needed and at any point in time if you need help. At this point, third semester, I'm sure you guys are very used to the fact that we test on those objectives, learning objectives and outcomes. So you should expect every single question to be based on those learning objectives and outcomes, okay? So Unit 2 and 3 we're going to cover on that first day of class, May 16th, and that's me. So on the syllabus, it says the date and the name of the person who is delivering the course that day. And your lifer text is your pediatric text, right? So I just want you to not feel completely overwhelmed by this reading. Chapter 16 is 1 page. It's actually like a paragraph, and it's just about infant safety. Okay, chapter 17 is injury prevention, and it looks like there's 4 pages of reading, but there's lots of pictures and there's charts and tables. So really, in each of these sections, chapter 18, chapter 19, you're just looking at these little sections in here, looking at what are the pieces and parts related to the topic that we're covering. And we do talk about these in class, but I want you to, be able to decipher what the reading assignments are, because this book jumps around a little bit. Like, it's not all lumped together in one chapter, which is why it looks like you have to read, 12 chapters, which you do not have to do. Chapter 21, 22 are the entire chapters for this first unit, which is unit 2. So you do need to read those entire chapters and then just kind of skim through or read the pages in those other chapters, okay? Review infant and child CPR, AED, foreign body airway obstruction maneuvers we're going to do as a group on the Wednesday and Thursday after Memorial Day. We're going to be in class all day. There's no clinical that week. We're going to cover all the respiratory and cardiac emergencies that week, and we're going to review CPR, AED, foreign body airway maneuvers, and we're going to do some simulation and some scenarios. Okay. Now, in addition to this, you're assigned Ver Carolus, which is your psych textbook, chapter 25, okay? So we're talking about care of the child and family during illness. We're talking about safety, injury prevention, accident prevention, and then in Ver Carolus, we're talking about, coping and the psychological aspects of hospitalization. And unit 3, then we're going to roll right into same day. So we're going to cover both of these in the same day. We'll talk about the child with a communicable disease, so sexually transmitted infections. Talk about how to have that discussion about sexual education, normal sexual development. And chapter 32, you need to read that entire chapter, and that is caring for the hospitalized child who has these communicable diseases. Okay? So then that content you will have an exam on the following Monday, May 23rd at 9 o'clock in the morning with Tracy. Tracy then, after that exam, you have 1 hour for the exam, will roll right into care of the child with an alteration in the musculoskeletal system. Okay, and we're focusing specifically on pediatrics here. So we're going to be looking at, traction for kids, club foot. We're going to be looking at the disorders and diseases that specifically you would see if you were working on a pediatric floor, okay, or if you were working in a pediatric office. So things that you would come in contact with specifically for pediatrics. That content will take you pretty much the entire day, and then you will be tested on that with me the following Monday. No, the following Monday is off. Tuesday is off because we're at a faculty retreat. So you have a long weekend. You have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday off. So I expect a lot of studying, some partying and relaxation and spending time with family and, I don't know, good book or something like that, but then get back into it. And I will see you Wednesday, June 1st at 8 o'clock in the morning for your exam on Unit 9, which is your musculoskeletal, okay? And then we're going to roll right into respiratory and cardiac. So we're going to spend all day, Wednesday and Thursday, talking about some pretty high-tech stuff. We're going to talk about some pretty in-depth material as far as respiratory and cardiac go. If you have time to read ahead, I really recommend that you read chapters 25, 26, and 27 ahead of time. If you don't have time to read ahead, at least skim through so you have an idea of what we're talking about. And as I said, we're going to do some simulation those days. We're going to do some role playing. We're going to do our AED, foreign body airway obstruction, CPR, and some pediatric assessments. Okay, so we're going to get some hands-on with some cardiac and respiratory simulation those days for pediatrics. So Then that's Wednesday and Thursday. The exam from that material is that following Monday. So again, I really recommend that you read ahead of time. But if you don't plan to do anything that weekend. It's a ton of material. It's a big exam. So you're going to be tested on that material on Monday, June 6th, okay, 9 a.m. And then Tracy's going to start on, or she's going to cover all of urinary and probably even start on GI. Okay, so the urinary we're going to test separately. So the following Monday, you'll have an exam on urinary. She'll finish up GI. And GI is kind of broken across 2 pages here. I apologize. GI is pretty big. And then she's going to finish up also sensory and neurological. Okay. That exam is going to be then on the following Monday, the 20th, with me again. And we're going to cover integumentary and metabolic after the exam. And then remember that exam, that last exam, then is on the 21st, that next day. So skin and endocrine, we're going to cover very last and test on it the next day. Okay. It's totally doable. It's possible. You need to stay focused. You need to stay organized. You need to reach out to us and ask us if you have any questions. We're here for you, right? We want to see you be successful. We don't want to lose anybody third semester. Being on time is critical. Using your time wisely is critical this semester. This is a tough semester. I'm sure you've already noticed, the content is awesome, but it's massive at the same time. So just keep in touch with us. Let us know what we can do to help you out, and ask questions, okay? We're going to utilize a lot of discussion boards on Moodle. I will put up little videos here and there, and feel free to watch them. I encourage you to watch them. I encourage you to listen to any reviews that I put up, okay, because those will definitely help you out as well. And I guess that's it. Utilize your resources, guys. Tracy and I are definitely resources for you here with the pediatric stuff. So I hope this helps you a little bit get prepared for the upcoming weeks, and I will see you in class very soon.